And we're live on the Metal Voice.
Metal for
Talking about
breakfast.
metal breakfast, it is, yes. Talking about the cancellation of the 50-year anniversary of Twisted Sister. They had all kinds of shows lined up, big tour. But suddenly, we get this press release last night, late last night, saying that Dee Snider has resigned. It wasn't like the band quit or stopped, it just a resignation, and we're waiting for further updates if the ban will continue or not. But maybe, Perrin, you might want to read the press release fast.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to read Dee's publicist press release first and then Twisted Sister. So
Okay, yeah, right.
Dee had this to say. So Dee said, a lifetime of legendarily aggressive performing has taken its toll on Dee Snider's body and soul. Unbeknownst to the public until now, Snider, 70, suffers from degenerative arthritis and has had several surgeries over the years just to keep going, able to only perform a few songs at a time in pain. Adding insult to injury, Dee has recently found out the level of intensity he has dedicated to his life's work has taken its toll on his heart as well. He can no longer push the boundaries of rock and roll fury like he has done for decades, says
Yeah,
Snider. I don't know of any other way to rock. The idea of slowing down is unacceptable to me. I'd rather walk away than be a shadow of my former self. In the immortal words of Dirty Harry, a man's just got to know his limitations.
yep.
Sadly, Dee Snider knows his. So I guess the first thing there, because as soon as this news broke, people were worried. Does Dee Snider have cancer? Does he have whatever amount of time to live? So kudos to Dee and his team for not letting that linger out there for too long and all the speculation. So we know that he's apparently had arthritis for a number of years that has impeded his ability to perform. And now, and who knows, maybe he was getting a physical, an insurance physical for the tour, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
A heart issue has revealed itself,
Yeah,
and he has decided to uh, withdraw from these shows and retire immediately.
yeah. And you know what? Just some background. Let's just go some background before we move to the future. I do suffer from degenerative arthritis right here, and let me tell you, it's painful. And imagine doing what D does is really rough. Anybody who does suffer from it understands how painful it can be to move, you know, and or do what he does as a frontman. So the band formed in 1972. D was not in the band when it formed. Only in 1976, 4 or 5 years later, that's when D was hired. They were a cover band in the tri-state area, and as soon as D sort of came into the fold, they were popular before, they were super popular after, and only in 1982 did they start doing their EP and their first album. 1984-85 is when they had their massive success with Stay Hungry. Come Out and Play comes out in 85. The things start less than successful, we'll say, when Gold, album, but it wasn't as huge as, of course, Stay Hungry. Then a lot of reunions later on in 1998 and 2014. The death of AJ Pero, a farewell tour at the time, 2015, 2016. Metal Hall of Fame, a one off sort of a performance. That was in 2023. A few one offs here and there, I believe. And then this big announcement for this 50-year goodbye. It's been a great, sort of existence. 50 anniversary tour, playing massive festivals. The
Yeah,
demand
high
was
up on the
there,
bill in
and
festivals.
that's where we are today. So should the band and just let's understand the statement.
I'll read the Twisted Sister statement now because
Okay, go.
they Twisted Sister released their statement first, then D, and I started with D's. But Twisted Sister said this: with regrets, Twisted Sister cancels 50th anniversary celebration performances due to the sudden and unexpected resignation of Twisted Sister's lead singer Dee Snider, brought on by a series of health challenges. The band has been forced to cancel all shows scheduled beginning April 25th in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and continuing through the summer. The future of Twisted Sister will be determined in the next several weeks. Stay tuned for updates. JJ French, Eddie Ojeda, French Management Enterprises.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows, JJ French owns the trademark and logo of Twisted Sister. He's always been the sort of the running the business of Twisted Sister from the start. In 1972, he started the band, right? So he can decide at the end of the day if the band goes on or not. Not to say that D. I mean, D has
Yeah.
been always the creative force, wrote pretty much everything, you know.
and not to say promoters and fans don't have an influence on that. So, and I guess, Jimmy, where we're going now is this. I think that statement, that press release, while sympathetic to D, kind of opened a door last night that a lot of people were. They don't think they could continue without D, do they? And do they? And because that last sentence of the press release kind of sounds like JJ and Eddie, because let's remember that Mark Mendoza is not part of this, and AJ Perot is sadly deceased. It sounds like they're thinking about their next step. So I guess that's up for debate. So I guess maybe what we need to talk about, and maybe we'd love to hear people's comments. All right, JJ owns the name. JJ owns the trademark. People were looking forward to 50th anniversary shows. People were looking forward to one last go round. Can Twisted Sister exist without Dee Snider? Now, what do you think?
Well, I think we have to ask I think this is a trial balloon. This is what he's doing, JJ. He's putting it out there just like politicians throw out these crazy ideas sometimes and they see if they stick. So he's tossing it out there. He wants people like us to talk about it. He wants the fans to talk about it. And if he sees that it's leaning towards do it with another singer that is capable, then he'll go ahead and do it. If he sees that this trial balloon, the answer is don't you dare do it without D, then they won't do it. They won't tarnish the legacy of Twisted Sister. Now, as for our opinions, I think it's not a good idea to do it. I could see how it would probably sell without him. If you just get any guy to sort of dress up like D, go on stage, I'm sure people would show up. But for myself as a purist, I'd say you're tarnishing the legacy of Twisted Sister. Don't do it. Without D, there is no Twisted Sister, in my opinion.
So I agree with pretty much everything you say, but I'll kind of deliver it in a different way. So first off, I agree this is a trial balloon to promoters and fans. Because, again, JJ can do whatever he wants to do, but promoters need to be willing to provide a guarantee to do these shows, and the guarantee without D would be far less than the guarantee with D. So does it make financial sense? And that guarantee is based on the promoters making an educated guess on, will this many people show up or will this many people show up? That's so, right. Again, you can own a name, but somebody needs to want to make bank on you. So there's that part of it. But I do think it's a trial balloon. And then, it's interesting because, if Black Sabbath can exist without Ozzy, if Van Halen could exist without David Lee Roth, if Judas Priest can exist without Rob Halford, if Iron Maiden could exist without Bruce Dickinson, perhaps there's a school of thought that, why can't any band work with a different singer?
Yeah.
And we've seen the Foreigners and the Lynyrd Skynyrd's and all these bands go forward with make-up members. And I think we've learned with certain bands that it's about the songs. People want to go and hear these nostalgic songs. Yeah. And as long as they're delivered by great players like Jeff Pilson and Kelly Hansen or Louis Maldonado now handling vocals for Foreigner, it's okay. But I think Twisted Sister is a rare exception. Yes, I think it's about I Wanna Rock and You're Not Gonna Take It, but it's about Dee's delivery of those songs. I don't know if I can think of another band where it's not, sometimes you can say it's the song, sometimes you can say it's the individual. It's very rare, I think, that you can say it's a certain individual's special delivery of that song. Can you envision, I guess anyone can get up in a bar and sing The Price or sing The Beast or sing Captain Howdy, and maybe not. But I don't know. I just don't think you can have
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to stop you right there. So when Chris Holmes was performing in Canada, or at least a few dates in Canada, right? They had a Twisted Sister cover band that was opening, if you remember. I don't remember what their name was.
Yeah, they're back.
They were pretty good, man. They were pretty good.
Absolutely.
They dressed the part, and they were pretty good. So I mean, the school of thought of if Kiss can exist, put the makeup on and go on stage, they could probably pull it off if somebody dressed up like Dee. But as a purist, I think it's the wrong way to go about things. I think people would show up to the shows. Maybe not.
Look, I agree that people will show up, but I think you're playing at 2:00 in the afternoon on the bill, not closing the festival or right before the closing at 8:00 at night.
Yeah.
You're playing in front of 10,000 people at a festival, not 100,000 people. In North America, you're playing in front of 2,000 people, not 10,000 people at at a festival or an M3 kind of thing. So I look, if we've learned anything, people will buy anything. People will
Well,
buy.
let's end this off. Would you want to see a Twisted Sister without Dee Snider?
I would not. So I have to say that as much as I've bought into new versions of bands that I like, we all have a line. I just hate to say it, but I think Twisted Sister without Dee Snider has very little value, and I would not want to see
Oh,
that.
okay, so you wouldn't want to see it, and we're on the same page. I wouldn't want to see it either. Without D, I think D is an important integral part of it. Since all the songs were by him, no one could top his performance and even his voice. Right, he's got a distinct voice. Now the question becomes, okay, so we both said we don't want to see him. What if they do go out with someone equally as talented as D? Would you go see the show? That's another question right there.
Yeah, and you look, I remember when Axl Rose did these shows with AC/DC, and everyone, me included, and I didn't have the opportunity, but it was like, no, that's blasphemy. You can't have Axl Rose fronting Guns N' Roses. But I remember saying to someone, I gotta say, if it was in my town and you handed me a ticket, or even I was able to get a ticket at a decent price, the curiosity factor would just be so much for me that I probably couldn't resist the curiosity factor. So would I pay a $150 ticket to go see Twisted Sister without Dee Snider? No. If you handed me a comp, if I could get a $40 ticket, might I go to satisfy my curiosity? Yeah, I probably would. And that's
because there's two questions there. It's like, again, I'll repeat this for everybody out there, because somebody says, what about Alice Cooper without Alice Cooper? It's not the same thing. Alice Cooper has become sort of the band, right? I mean, his name is now Alice Cooper, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's like Phil Collins without Phil Collins,
That's right. Could the band continue without Motorhead? Trust me, if I would think someone, if they could pull it off, they might pull off a Motorhead without Lemmy, but they just haven't. I think there's more of a company and logo and trademark issues on that. That's just my suspicion. Now, they come to town. D's out, right, as we know. They find a new singer, equally as good. I'm saying this again. And suddenly, there's a festival announced in your hometown, and Twisted Sister is on the bill. Or Twisted Sister's headlining maybe an arena show. Would you go? I mean, we're going to Triumph. We're going to Rush. We thought these people couldn't be replaced. And then they set it up in a certain way where maybe there's two singers. Maybe there's an all-star band singers of Twisted Sister. They could twist it. They could do it that way too, Perrin. They could get five amazing singers, and they could go out as an all-star band celebrating.
We both know this. J.J. French is very enterprising. J.J. French has got himself ready to do that. He's probably invested money in it, and he's going to look for every way. And you're right. An unknown singer probably wouldn't work. A known singer could work or could backfire. But celebrating Dee Snider with 5 or 6 rotating singers.
I just thought of that.
No, here we go. You should be on the payroll, Jimmy. But, again, so look, nothing in life is an absolute, except life and death itself. Nothing is an absolute. So, again, as much as I'm saying, no, I don't want to see that, tell me the ticket's $40, not $150. Tell me it's at a festival, I'm not paying just to go see them. Yeah, like the curiosity factor is there. So nothing's black and white.
Exactly. And on that note, everybody, you answer the question for us. Leave a comment. Do you think Dee Snider, they should continue without D? And if they do continue without D, who would you want as a singer? Or would you prefer an all-star sort of band to go out celebrating Twisted Sister? And would you go see an all-star band celebrating Twisted Sister? Maybe you could have Todd LaTorre, right? Maybe you could have, I don't know, who else? Think of some other singer. Dina Jasulik, you could just have anyone out
Eric
there.
Eric Gronwall. I mean, you name them.
That's right. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning